guys, it's me again, Ruowen Huang. Before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today I want to talk about a so-called kind of funny topic. It is called Shallow All the Way to Find Spiritual Evolution. Where does this topic come about? It's actually it's between a conversation I have with a client, and then I somehow come to be aware it is a common behavior that people have without knowing that they are doing it. How so? Not long ago, I posted a little post on the Facebooks, basically telling people, don't pursuing spirituality in a way that you change someone into totally flatless taste. Then you start looking elsewhere. It's like, how come other people are more excited? There's a reason why I talk about this is I notice many of you, when you are pursuing spiritual evolution, you have a perception how spirituality should be and how it should look. Most of you would like to be spiritual or had to be, higher end. You don't do shallow thing. You don't wear makeup. You don't dress up yourself. You don't, go out and drinking with your friends, or you don't do such things. So, for some, I'm not saying all of you, I'm saying some of you, when you are in a relationship, it's very often we're doing things without knowing we're doing it. That is, we're trying to change the other half who may or may not be interested in spirituality to become a spiritual someone. Because we thought once we are somehow spiritual, it only makes sense if our other half is also spiritual. It's only then we can evolve to the next stage. What I'm here to say is it's really not so. The whole spirituality is for one soul to discover what it is. Like, it's your own spiritual character. So you could go through life without pick up a book of spirituality, but also learn spirituality through life experience, through going out, through exploring yourself, making mistakes. Therefore, you start to understand, hey, you know what? It really got me to understand myself a little bit better. It's only then you are more connected with your spirits, and then you can evolve from there. So, but this journey usually takes a long time, and most of people disregard it altogether and really believing the so-called spiritual evolution is when you can meditate with me, when you can, talk about spirituality with me, when you can doing yoga with me, or understand the universe with me. You had to be interested in those kind of things. Therefore, that make you spiritual. I already talked about this in so many episodes before. I did not believe so. I seen so many people pursuing spirituality for years, and trust me, they are as shallow as hell. But what I'm really trying to say is, many of you who pursuing spirituality would try to avoid things that is called shallow. I don't want to be shallow. What is shallow? Define shallow. Shallow is when you try to make yourself look good. Shallow is when you still go out shopping. Shallow is when you still enjoy material life. Therefore, you are not a spiritual person. In a relationship, we do this a lot. You should not hang out with your friends. You should not go out with someone. You should not do this. Why don't you pick up a book? Because look at me, I read book. Therefore, I'm somehow higher than you. Look at me, I meditate. You hardly meditate. This kind of conversation happen a lot between couple. There's a reason for it, because in a relationship, one will always hope to bring the other one to the same level. Therefore, they think we can grow together from this point forward. It's pretty hard for someone to be in a relationship with someone who got complete different interests, and then they would not know how to cope with it. So in a relationship, you will see one who is more dominant will often try to change the other one to become them. But there's a problem to it. If we are all perfect, really, we don't need someone else, right? There's a reason why we like them to begin with. They have something that we don't have. The difference between you and that particular someone usually trigger what I call the task. The task in your life as your soul have to change yourself to and evolve from. So what you believe is right may need some alteration. Usually the person that you are with will bring upon that alteration. So to changing them, will that make you evolve? No. Most likely it will eventually get you bored of them. Why? Because whatever you had to begin with most likely didn't work. It didn't work for you. So now you're changing the other person to become like you. Many of you will come to me and start confronted. I couldn't help. I met someone so shallow and or something, they're so full of it, but then I just keep falling for them. I'm cheating on them. I don't understand. They are so good. They are so nice. And then this thing is so full of it. I would not take it. But why all of a sudden I just couldn't help myself? I just falling for them, for the person I would never fall for. I don't get it. So many of you will come to me for the consultation like this. And then this is exactly why I suggest you, you know what, honey? You have changed someone to become like you. Or you have take the taste from that someone. That particular someone might used to be outgoing, might like to go to the nature, might go camping, might do all kind of things that you wouldn't have done. But due to what you don't like to do, you eventually change them to become like you. If you love yourself, that's one thing. If you didn't love yourself to begin with, you are basically changing someone to someone that you don't like of yourself. So while you are used to or happy in a way you thought, I have changed them to become someone that I totally trustworthy and I feel safe about. You forget you're taking the flavor out of them. They are no longer that favorite dishes like you like. It's like a dish is like lack of salt. It's like, the feeling is like you've been cleansing for years and all of a sudden there's a junk food or Big Mac right in front of you. Not something you would pick up all the time, but all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, this is so delicious. That is someone who is full of it. That is someone who got butter, deep fried, salty, all the unhealthy thing for you. And then you are so drunk for it. Why? Because you have changed the flavor out of this. Of someone that you are with already. So anyway, I like to use an analogy. So my analogy to it is, why do you have to go shallow all the way? Treating shallow like salt to dishes. Most of you, when you want to be spiritually evolved, you try to remove the salt out of your dish, right? It's not good to have a lot of salt because it's really not good for your health. But it is good if you have a little dose of it, right? Because it makes food taste a little bit better. So if that is the case, look at this way. As I want to be spiritually evolved, do I want to remove all the salt, which is shallow, out of my life? You can only remove to a certain degree that your life will still remain interesting, because if you simply just want to remove it all, honestly, you will be as boring as hell as well. Okay, so this someone that I'm with, do I really want to remove all the spice out of him? If I remove all the spice out of him, would he still be someone that I like or someone I love before? If you ever thought of that this way, then you will start to realize, you know what, sometimes what it takes is for people to be shallow. Because only when you're doing everything else, everything that you didn't think you have to do, then you start to realize what spirituality really is. What is spiritual evolution? It's not only that you are saying Ho'oponopono all the time, or it's not only that you're doing yoga every day. It's not about how long you take to meditate or chant, but it takes you to live your life. It takes you to do all those crazy things all those shallow things, all those things like hang out with friends, party, or drinking, or even makeup, make yourself look good. And all of a sudden you start to realize, hey, you know what? It takes all those for me to figure out who I am, what I am, and what my spirits really want to evolve. So anyway, just a little thought for you guys. This particular post is try to answer for the post I have on Facebook. Don't change the taste of everything just because you are pursuing spirituality. A lot of time that's the wrong way. If you have tried it and it doesn't work for you, my suggestion to you is let's try going shallow all the way. Because maybe only through that you will actually find your true spirit, or where does your spirit want to evolve to. Okay, so again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website ruowen.com. Till then, next time, bye now.